lɪsʻkɑːrd is an ancient stannary and market town and civil parish in southeast Cornwall, England, United Kingdom. Lɪsʻkɑːrd is situated approximately 20 miles west of Plymouth, 14 miles west of the River Tamar and a border with Devon, and 12 miles east of Bodmin. The town is at the head of the Looe Valley in the ancient hundred of West Wivelshire and has a population of 9,417. Lɪsʻkɑːrd was the base of the former Caradon District Council and it still has a town council. There are 3 wards in Lɪsʻkɑːrd. The total population at the 2011 census was 11,366. History. The place name element list, along with ancient privileges accorded the town, indicates that the settlement was once a high-status court. A Norman castle was built here after the conquest, which eventually fell into disuse in the later Middle Ages. By 1538, when visited by John Leland, only a few insignificant remains were to be seen. Sir Richard Carew, writing in 1602, Lɪsʻkɑːrd was one of the 17 antiqua minaria of the Duchy of Cornwall. The market charter was granted by Richard, Earl of Cornwall in 1240. Since then, it has been an important centre for agriculture. The seal of the borough of Lɪsʻkɑːrd was R. A fleur de lis, and perched thereon and respecting each other 2 birds, in chief 2 amulets and in flank 2 feathers. When Wilkie Collins wrote of his visit to the town in his Rambles Beyond Railways, he had a low opinion of it. That abomination of desolation, a large agricultural country town. The town went through periods of economic prosperity during the pre-20th century boom in tin mining, becoming a key centre in the industry as a location for a stannary and coinage. Present day, Lɪsʻkɑːrd is one of the few towns in Cornwall still to have a regular livestock market every other Tuesday. There is a range of restaurants, cafes and pubs in the town, and some shops retain the Victorian shop fronts and interiors. Lɪsʻkɑːrd puts on a pantomime in the last week of January and holds a carnival every June. Every July, Lɪsʻkɑːrd holds a large agricultural show, the lɪsʻkɑːrd Show, which is always held on the second Saturday in July. St. Matthew's Fair was originally established by charter in 1266. The fair was re-established in 1976, which runs in September-October. Every December, there is street entertainment and a lantern parade for Lɪsʻkɑːrd lights up when the Christmas lights are switched on. Geography. Bodmin lies to the northwest of the town. The A38 trunk road used to pass through the town centre, but a dual carriageway bypass now carries traffic south of the town, leaving the town centre accessible but with low traffic levels. Lɪsʻkɑːrd is one of the gateway towns for Bodmin. Climate. Lɪsʻkɑːrd has an oceanic climate. Notable buildings. The town boasts St. Martin's, the second largest parish church in Cornwall, built on the site of the former Norman church. The oldest parts of the current structure date back to the 15th century. Other places of worship include a Roman Catholic church and Methodist chapels. The Foresters' Hall now houses the Tourist Information Office and Lɪsʻkɑːrd and AMP District Museum. The Foresters still meet in the town at the public rooms in West Street. Stuart House was used by Charles I as a lodging in 1644, when his forces were chasing the parliamentarians. Restored, it is now used as a community building for arts, heritage and community events. Luxtow House, designed by George Whitewig for William Glencross. The Guildhall was built in 1859 and has a prominent clock tower. The public hall was constructed in 1890. Webb's House is a classic early Victorian market town hotel featuring in royal visits, parliamentary declarations and much more, but recently converted into flats and is the home of the local newspaper The Cornish Times. Pancubit House was built in 1897 for J. H. Blamey, a well wealthy wool merchant. The house was designed by local architect John Sansom, responsible for many lɪsʻkɑːrd homes of that period. The lɪsʻkɑːrd Union Workhouse, architect John Falston of Plymouth. Politics. For further details of the parliamentary history of the town, see lɪsʻkɑːrd. In the year 1294, lɪsʻkɑːrd began to send 2 members to Parliament, but this was reduced to 1 by the 1832 Reform Act. The MPs have included Edward Gibbon, author of The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, and Isaac Foote. lɪsʻkɑːrd is now a part of the South East Cornwall constituency, and is represented by Conservative Cheryl Murray. Education. The first school in lɪsʻkɑːrd was founded in 1550 on Castle Hill. For a time it was maintained by the Earls of St. Germans, but it closed around 1834 due to a decline in numbers and financial difficulties. From 1835 a series of private schools existed in the borough, until 1908 when Cornwall Education Committee built the county school at Old Road. From 1945 it was known as lɪsʻkɑːrd Grammar School until September 1978, when it became the lower school site of lɪsʻkɑːrd School. Following amalgamation with the town's secondary modern school, lɪsʻkɑːrd County Secondary School received its first pupils on Monday, 12 September 1960, and was formally opened by the Minister of Education, Sir David Eccles, on 7 July the following year. Costing £100,000, it was built to accommodate around 500 pupils on the site of the current school at Luxtow. Its glass and steel structure made free use of fresh air and sunlight, according to local newspaper reports, whilst other modern features included a well-equipped gymnasium, automated central heating and synchronized clocks across the school, operated from the Secretary's office. A new block was opened by the Right Honourable Margaret Thatcher, Secretary of State for Education and Science, in 1974, following the raising of the school leaving age from 15 years to 16, 2 years earlier. Like many similar secondary schools in Cornwall, from the late 1970s it housed the upper school, when it merged with the town's grammar school to create a split-side comprehensive school. 20 years later, with increased pupil numbers requiring many to be taught in temporary buildings, the need for improvements to lɪsʻkɑːrd secondary and primary schools was being raised in Parliament. By the late 1990s, lɪsʻkɑːrd School and Community College had been extended at Luxtow, and the Old Road site closed and redeveloped for housing. Further multi-million-pound science and technology facilities were added in 2002, and the original 1960s and 1970s buildings were completely modernized by 2011. As Cornwall's only school with an engineering speciality, it now caters for approximately 1,300 students aged between 11 and 19 and employs around 200 teaching and non-teaching, full and part-time staff. It also has a creche, a teenage advice and information service, a centre for children with autism, and facilities at Moores Water where some engineering-based courses are taught. There are 2 primary schools in lɪsʻkɑːrd, St. Martin's Church of England School in Lake Lane and Hillford Primary School on Old Road. The latter was opened in September 2006 following the renaming of lɪsʻkɑːrd Junior School after its merger with lɪsʻkɑːrd Infant School. Caradon Short Stay School is located in West Street, on the site of the former lɪsʻkɑːrd Infant School. It provides education for students aged 11 to 16 from across southeast Cornwall who are unable to attend a mainstream school or special school. The nearest independent schools are in Plymouth and Tavistock, Devon. Transport. lɪsʻkɑːrd railway station on the London Paddington to Penzance Cornish Main Line, and the A38 trunk road provide the town with rapid access to Plymouth, the rest of Cornwall and the motorway network. The town is also served by the Looe Valley branch line to Looe. There are regular bus services to various parts of Cornwall. Leisure and sports. There is a leisure centre at Luxe Park on the north side of the town. There is a bowling club on the southern side. The town has a non-league football club, lɪsʻkɑːrd Athletic FC, who play at Luxe Park. The town also has a rugby and cricket club who are both well supported. The town has a King George V playing field. Live music and various theatrical events frequently take place in the unusual but acoustically good Caradon Caverns just to the north. Leisure trails. There are 3 trails, each has its own blue commemorative plaque. Footpath from the town to the railway station. The path was built by Thomas Lang, who was a former mayor, in 1890. Trail around the north of the town centre, including the parade and the ornamental fountain. The fountain was given to the town by Michael Looe, whose father invented the man engine. Trail around the southern part of the town, commemorating Lt. Līsʻkɑːrd, who brought back the news of the Battle of Trafalgar to England. For this, Lt. Līsʻkɑːrd was given a silver spy sprinkler by King George III. The sprinkler is still owned by the mayor's office, and is exhibited occasionally. Freemasonry. Līsʻkɑːrd has a sizable Masonic presence, with no fewer than 8 Masonic bodies meeting at the Masonic Hall on the parade. St. Martin's Lodge No. 510. Date of warrant, 5 March 1845. St. Martin's Royal Arch Chapter No. 510, consecrated on 1 August 1865. St. Martin's Lodge of Master Masons No. 379, consecrated on 26 January 1888. St. Martin's Lodge of Royal Ark Mariners No. 379, consecrated 1 June 1933. Duchy Chapter of the Ancient and accepted Rite of the Rose Choir of Heredom No. 289, warranted on 10 December 1931. Duchy Conclave of the Order of the Secret Monitor No. 260, consecrated on 8 April 1975. St. Martin's Chapel No. 27 of the Commemorative Order of St. Thomas of Acon, consecrated in 1998. St. Germans Court No. 97 of the Masonic Order of Athelstan, consecrated in 2014. In addition to the usual lodges, there is also a women's lodge that meets in the Masonic Hall. Twinning. In 1974, lɪsʻkɑːrd was twinned with Quimperlé in Brittany, France. People associated with the town. Richard Code, architect. Richard Harding, delivered message from King Charles II to Essex the parliamentarian at lɪsʻkɑːrd, August 1644. Emily Hobhouse, welfare campaigner. Joseph Jane, royalist politician. William Henry Painter, antiquarian and folklorist. Trevor Woodman, a former England rugby international, part of the 2003 Rugby World Cup winning team.